Hi there, and welcome to the ATS podcast with me, Will Brown, and John Soulsby, where we break down chunks of health and fitness information into bite sized pieces, remove a bunch of the noise, and just leave what's relevant. Today, our topic prompt on episode 17 of season 3 is Advanced Core Training, Building Stability and Strength. As someone who kind of qualified in the early or the kind of early 2000s. With PT, core training was all the range, but the kind of problem that a lot of people run into almost immediately is how do you define core? Like what counts? Uh,
Yeah.
it's not armored core. It's definitely not that fun. Although nobody came out with that as a name, I was like, I don't think the video game industry would
Oh
have
yeah.
too big a deal about that, but that could have been an easy fitness
Yeah.
marketing thing back in the day. That would have sounds pretty dope.
Yeah.
So yeah, the issue with it is it's undefined. The main thing will be putting a definition on what do you need your core to do, which again just comes as part of a sports needs analysis really, or an individual needs analysis of if you are just somebody who is a recreational resistance training enjoyer, you're just part of the resistance. You essentially just need it to keep up with the rest of your lifts, and you
Yeah.
will do that just by including regular work training, trunk flexion, extension, and rotation, depending on your needs. If you never do anything loaded and rotating, don't really need to have any. If you are, for example, like uh, an amateur or higher golf enthusiast, you need your core to rotate quite a bit. So it would behoove you to make rotation and anti-rotation work a fairly core staple of your like midsection core training, because it's kind of what you need it to do: generate force, absorb force. Yeah. Similarly, if you are, I don't know, what's another example? Like fucking, if you're a contact sport athlete, always a good idea to have a whole bunch of muscle kicking about between your neck and your hips, because that's where you're getting tackled most of the time. So it's very
hmm
but again, nothing will really kind of condition you for contact more than graded exposure to contact. So, but having a general base of a strong and muscular abdominal and back area is just, always a pretty good thing.
Yeah. I would say stay away from any fucking balance shenanigans.
Yeah, balance
We've
doesn't
probably
really
mentioned that
train your
before.
core. A lot of people are like, "Oh, but it gets like your deep core muscles, bro. Those are your organs." Like
Name them.
yeah. I was like, the things that are deep in your core are your liver. Like that's
Yeah.
that's what's deep in there. Like you're not fucking you're not you're not doing any work, and by destabilizing yourself, your ability to generate force is greatly reduced. So you're kind of nerfing yourself uh, with your ability to produce force and your ability to gain strength by not being able to produce force. Like you're not training your ability to produce maximal force if you are essentially hamstringing yourself with your ability to produce force by being on an unstable surface. Again, similarly
Yeah.
to being injured, like the your ability to produce force is reduced. That is almost the definition of an injury. It's like a pain or discomfort that prevents you from training at the levels you normally train at.
Yeah. Pretty much bang on.
So yeah, advanced core training. Number one, terrible name. Armored core training, way cooler. Also, just make sure your abdominal or core work is specific to the needs of what you want it to do. Catch you on the next one.
All right.